कुमार स्वामी नायक गोंगो लिबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की।
In the news tonight, Fijians celebrate Easter. Demand for cheap housing higher than ever. And government wants climate change action.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nunn.
Bulabinaka, Fiji. Prime Minister Voreng Bainimarama is reminding Fijians to be gracious and generous as we embark into the Easter long weekend. While delivering his Easter message, Bainimarama says the Christian holiday entails a story of redemption, renewal and of faith, which is instrumental in these trying times. Bainimarama adds the spirit of compassion and charity must continue to guide us through whatever awaits, whether it be adversity or joy.
At the close of a harsh cyclone season, with a global pandemic and economic crisis on our backs, we have a new and painful grasp of what vulnerability means. Let us live out the lessons of Christ's life and strive to meet his holy example through the love we show those around us.
Easter this year is about re-evaluating the importance of hope and care among Fijians during these times of uncertainty. That's the message from the General Secretary of the Methodist Church in Fiji, Reverend Ilyasa Naivalu, as we enjoy the long weekend. Details with Josiah Nanunga.
The resurrection of Jesus Christ must be a beacon of hope to all Fijians who are facing challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and the recent tropical cyclones.
You must also take a heart that death is not our end. We will rise again. That's the word of the resurrection. That's resurrection is the day-to-day life that we are living. That Jesus Christ's resurrection is also every Christian resurrection.
The youth group of the Centenary Methodist Church came out in numbers at Suva Sukuna Park last night to deliver songs of praise and Easter messages. These are various programs put together by the church compared to last year when there were no celebrations because of the lockdown and social distancing.
So for those of our citizens who suffered so much during the cyclones as well as the impact of COVID-19, you have to take heart that this is not the end. We have to go through this dark period, the situations that we are in, the circumstances that you go through. You have to remember there is light at the end of the tunnel, and Christ is always be with us.
Head of the Catholic Church of Fiji, Archbishop Peter Loichong, says they're using online church streaming to take the message of hope and peace across to people who are not able to attend the Easter service due to the COVID-19 restrictions.
Jesus comes to give us fullness of life and that we are responsible for other people's life.
The church is also urging Fijians during this special time to take up the opportunity to serve and help someone who is in need. Josiah Nanunga, FBC News.
Fiji is concerned by the lack of long-term commitment for climate finance from the developed world. This was highlighted by Acting Attorney General and Minister for Economy, Fayaz Koya, while addressing the Climate and Development Ministerial meeting. Lina Rees reports that the meeting also discussed key issues such as increasing access to finance and improving responses to climate impacts.
The Acting Attorney General stresses that the same amount of commitment shown to containing COVID-19 should be given to fighting climate change.
We have developed vaccines in record times, implemented lockdowns across borders in collaboration, and mobilized financial resources and fiscal relief measures at rapid scales. I do not see why the same cannot be done for an even greater threat that is climate change. We must not forget that the existential threat of climate change will persist much longer than any pandemic.
Koya says there is also an urgent need for more uniformed access to climate financing for developing countries.
Moreover, we in the Pacific have multiple inherent vulnerabilities that result in higher cost of services delivery, and our governments end up spending much more per capita than any other nation. Such issues need to be incorporated and addressed through long-term climate development finance commitments which brings certainty and predictability to finance flows.
During the meeting, Fiji called on development partners and investors to help in structuring new financial products such as blue bonds and debt for nature swaps that are tailor-made to small island developing states' blue financing ambitions. Lena Rees, FBC News.
The Public Rental Board has close to 200 Fijians from the Western, Northern and Central Division on its waiting list. PRB Manager Properties, Malonin Daurewa, says they have several projects to provide for these. However, the demand for low rental housing keeps increasing. Kritika Kumar reports.
The PRB is working on a $3.6 million project in the Western Division, which is part of their 5-year development plan.
There's 36 units that we're currently constructing in Simla, Lotoka. And there are other projects in the pipeline that we will be putting out shortly.
Minister for Housing Premila Kumar says the Simla project will be completed by next month if the weather is favorable.
The PRB project in Simla is moving pretty fast. The completion is next month, but we just hope that the weather holds up. If there is some issues with the weather, then the project can be delayed.
She adds there might be some delays in other projects due to the current economic conditions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic.
After Simla, they have got some projects lined up. For example, they want to build apartments in Newtown. They're looking at Rewanga. They've got land in Mead Road.
The demand for cheap accommodation has skyrocketed in past 12 months, with more and more Fijians facing financial hardships. The Housing Ministry is hoping that with the commissioning of some projects, they will be able to meet the demand for low-cost housing. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Up ahead, Fijians take advantage of long weekend. And FBC prepares for holy celebrations.
मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ.
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Welcome back. The location of Viro village in Overlau has made it susceptible to the impact of rising sea levels. Village elder Tukana Tangilala says agricultural productivity dropped a few years ago as saltwater slowly entered farmland situated meters from the coastline. Details with Josiah Nanunga.
Tangilala has attended sessions and learned the best farming methods to mitigate the impact of climate change and retain agricultural productivity.
Sea level rise is real. Speaking from experience, horticulture is the best farming method to tackle this issue. Now, I'm planting dalo, banana, vegetables and sandalwood on the same piece of land. I have also dug proper drainage to filter salt water, and it is effective.
Where many would have given up, Tangilala instead sought out solutions. He adds they're also practicing organic farming, which has raised the standard of their produce in recent months.
I also own a greenhouse nursery, and I also practice organic farming. This farming method is a way forward for me and other farmers here in Viro.
The site where Viro village sits is below sea level. Hence, saltwater usually intrudes this freshwater stream at a distance of over 100 meters during high tide.
Villagers have also taken a proactive approach, using man-made and nature-based solutions to build a seawall less expensive than a concrete wall.
We are glad that most youth are actively participating in activities to protect our village from the impact of sea level rise.
These villagers have pledged to continue pursuing nature-based solutions to protect the community. Josiah Nanunga, FBC News.
Fijians from all backgrounds were out today enjoying the beginning of the long weekend. Some spent the day in church or at the park, while others headed to the beach. Lena Rees reports that for many it was the first major public outing in a year because Fiji was in the midst of a lockdown, this time in 2020.
Being being able to enjoy a day out of the capital with her children was a welcome change for Viva Takala, who says living with the fear of COVID-19 hasn't been easy.
This time last year, we were confined to our homes and reluctant to move around because of the fear of COVID-19. Things have improved so much since then. We are able to come out and enjoy a day at the beach.
Pastor Pio Nakesu says it is commendable that authorities are able to keep Fiji COVID contained, allowing families to spend some much needed time together.
We are grateful. We are grateful to God for the people in authority, the medical people, and everybody that's working hard to take us to where we are today. And so what we're doing today is to celebrate the victory that we have so far. When we see more clearly, when we get further down the line, if there's more freedom, then we'll celebrate them. But for now, we'll enjoy what we have this year compared to last year.
For Tamavo resident Olivia Nakesu, last Easter was a time many felt disconnected, and spending the day with her children is all she needs.
This year, when everything's sort of back to normal, everyone's just kind of desperate to just get out, do things together. Any chance that they get, they do it.
For some families we spoke to who wished not to come on camera, this long weekend is about reuniting with family after spending last Easter without their loved ones. Lina Rees, FBC News.
The Fijian Broadcasting Corporation's Mirchi FM Radio Fiji 2 non-stop Holi Masti celebration will be a multicultural event full of excitement and colour. Mirchi FM's programs director Ashnil Singh says this year's event is unique and special. Singh says they intend to spread the message of peace and happiness through the event. The family event will be held at Damodar City in Suva from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow.
After COVID-19, a lot has changed. People are going through a lot of stress and they're depressed. So main aim is to give a lot of positive energy in this Holi, and Holi is all about giving you positive energy and a lot of love. And we are really excited.
Overseas, with a trans-Tasman travel bubble between New Zealand and Australia possibly a week away, there are questions about why other nations haven't been considered as an option. Some Asian countries have handled the pandemic better than Australia. And Nathan Singh out for a knockout.
Bola! Ang gono ilutoka lutalita ka ng Bola FM bertini number 2 en seri.
Bola FM number 2 en seri.
Welcome back. Fiji Mbati forward Viliame Kikau was instrumental for the Penrith Panthers last night, scoring a double in the 46-6 win over Manly at Lottoland. The left-edge combination of Kikau, Jerome Laui and Brian To'o helped put a sorry Sea Eagles to a 40-point loss. Hoping to be the first cricketer from Kambara to make it to the Fiji national men's team, Penny Lutu has had to make many sacrifices. Lutu gave up school last year to provide for his parents back in the village. Through cricket, the 20-year-old was able to find his calling and one day hopes to don the national jumper. Karalaini Tavi again.
For any young cricketer coming from the islands to the national level competition, the aim is to play for the people they love.
All I think about when I'm on the field is the sacrifices that my parents and the villagers of Kambara have done, and that is what driving me to do better in every game.
Kambara cricket rep Penny Lutu says he is here to prove himself in the competition and make it to the national squad.
I'm trying my best to join the national squad, and with this tournament I hope to improve my skills and get scouted by the national coach and his officials.
Kambara coach Ilyasa Tukana says they have yet to win a tournament, and this year they are hoping to change that.
We haven't won any tournament and we have yet to reach any cup finals, so this year we will be aiming to take the trophy back home.
14 teams are part of the competition at Suva's Albert Park. There are 2 pools of 7 teams and the final will be played on April 9th. Karleni Tavi, FBC Sports.
The Ndrasa football side is disappointed with its 1-1 draw with Rewa during the second match of the Digicel Fiji Muslim League IDC tournament at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. After the 1-0 loss against Duvu earlier in the morning, the Lotoka-based side were out to claim a win. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Ndrasa got off to a flying start against Rewa as they scored the opener midway into the first half. However, the Delta Tigers managed to level the scores in the second half.
Unfortunately, we could not keep to the par. The other team scored against us. And our boys really played hard and really tried hard, but they were unfortunate to score.
With both sides locked 1-1, Ndrasa tried all they could to break the tie. However, they couldn't get the winning goal.
We have to look at our backs and then even the strike force, because I've seen that there is a lot of dribbling and misunderstanding taking place between the players.
All teams also still have a chance to qualify for the quarterfinals.
We had a good start to the games this morning, some very competitive matches, some very close results as well. And we can see some very good quality football.
The tournament will continue tomorrow with the finals to be played on Sunday. Philip Naikaso, FBC Sports.
A new champion will be crowned in the Fiji Gujarati Sports Association Inter-District Championship. The tournament, which started today at Ratu Dakambau Park, Nosori Ground 2, sees 6 local teams battle for supremacy. One of the 6 will take top honours as defending champion, and New Zealand-based Fiji Flying Arrows Auckland is not part of the tournament this year. President Sanjay Patel says the pandemic has forced changes to the 66th tournament.
This year we are only 6 teams, again due to restrictions of travel. Our overseas based teams that did participate in 99, they did not come this year, so we only have 6.
Up-and-coming boxer Nathan Singh will be gunning for a knockout when he squares off against Farzan Ali Jr. in the South Pacific boxing promotion later this month. Following the signing of contracts in Nandi yesterday, the two boxers are talking up their chances in the ring on the 22nd of next month. Karalaini Tavi reports.
Nathan Singh is still relishing the fact that he will be fighting one of the legends in local boxing.
He's a legend. Everyone knows him. You know, I was just 8 years old. I used to watch him in Vodafone Arena. I just can't believe the fact that I'm fighting him today.
After his loss to Ronald Naidu in the last promotion, Singh says he is a different boxer now.
From here on out, everybody is going to get knocked out. Simple as that. I'm not going to let the judges nor the referees decide my fate in the ring. From now onwards, everyone is getting knocked out. I'm going to decide my fate in the ring.
Responding to Singh, the more experienced Ali says he will be out to end the youngster's career.
He's gonna get stopped here. This is not 10 kg difference when I fought his brother. I'm fighting him, he's fighting on my weight. I'm gonna stop him out. He's starting, he's ending today. I'm gonna end him.
40-year-old Ali has 29 fights in his lifetime, while Singh has 3 wins and a loss. The promotion will be held at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. Karlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
8 men's teams battled at the Suva Bowling Club today, vying for the prestigious Hudson Cup. Current and former national reps, including veteran Semesa Naiseruvati, are competing for various teams. Local, meet official Rick Aya says the competition is tough.
We've got 8 teams represented here, with 1 team coming all the way from Lambasa. Several national reps participating with several former national reps. The competition is high.
Showers and thunderstorms were experienced over the eastern parts of the country. Fine weather prevailed over the rest of Fiji. In the west, it was mostly clear, but there may be some rain and thunderstorms overnight. From Pacific Harbour to Suva, mostly cloudy with some intermittent showers throughout the day. And in the north, similar conditions prevailed. At sea, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. The next high tide is at 11 p.m, followed by low tide at 4:52 a.m. Tomorrow, sunrise is at 6:16 a.m. For tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms are forecast over the group, and the outlook for Sunday, some showers over the southern and eastern parts as well as the interior of the larger islands, Kandavu and nearby smaller islands. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with afternoon or evening showers. And recapping our main stories, Fijians celebrate Easter. Demand for cheap housing higher than ever, and government wants climate change action. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM, and You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos, or rather the poll question. This week we are asking, do you know what a pyramid scheme is? You can visit our FBC News website to answer. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our various social media accounts including Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. That's your news for tonight. Until next week, stay safe. Modemanda.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.